Hello everyone, this is VANSHIKA TAINWALA and today I will be covering the legal news of the Supreme Court judgment where the Supreme Court stays the High Court judgment of Delhi which declared IGST imposition on oxygen concentrators imported by individuals as unconstitutional. The Supreme Court on 1st June 2021 stayed the Delhi High Court judgment which declared that imposition of IGST, that is Integrated Goods and Services Tax for oxygen concentrators imported for individuals for personal use as unconstitutional. A vacation bench comprising of Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and M.R. Shah was hearing the special leave petition filed by the Ministry of Finance against the Delhi High Court judgment. The case name is the Ministry of Finance versus Gurcharan Singh. So the Supreme Court bench observed that arguable questions are raised by the ministry in the petition. The bench noted that in order that the GST Council has constituted a group of ministers in order to issue the GST exemption for COVID-19 relief, and the government is set to submit its report on 8th of June. The Attorney General for India, K.K. Venugopal, appearing for the Union Ministry, informed the bench that Delhi High Court has thrown the net very wide with its declaration. Also, when Justice D.Y. Chandrachud pointed out that the centre had already exempted IGST, that is Integrated Goods and Services Tax, for oxygen concentrators imported by government agencies, the Attorney General, that is K.K. Venugopal, replied that it was for a different purpose, and the purpose for such exemption was to distribute such oxygen concentrators which were imported by the state agencies to the poor and needy people. So such a purpose is not there for concentrators imported by the individuals. That is what the Attorney General contended before the Supreme Court. Also, the Attorney General further informed the bench that the GST Council is set to consider the very same issue on 8th of June, that the High Court judgment has tied the hands of the centre, which the Attorney General again contended. Also, Justice M.R. Shah observed that it was debatable where Article 14 of the Indian Constitution is applicable to an issue relating to the taxation policy. The judge also commented that the High Court of Delhi has not gone into the purpose of exemption solely. And also, taking the note of the Attorney General K.K. Venugopal's submission, the Supreme Court of India passed the stay order while issuing notice returnable within 4 weeks. The Attorney General submitted that on May 21st, 2021, there was a meeting of the GST Council where it was decided that a group of ministers would be constituted in order to scrutinize the need for further exemption on COVID-19 relief. They will submit a report on 8th June. It is submitted that the High Court order touches upon a matter of pure policy. It is also submitted by the Attorney General that the exemption which has been granted for the oxygen concentrator is for a distinct classification. So arguable questions are raised. This has been observed by the Supreme Court bench. Also, it was on the 21st May that the division bench comprising of Justices Rajiv Shakder and Talwant Singh of the Delhi High Court delivered the ruling. The High Court has noted that the centre has exempted the oxygen concentrators imported by the government agencies from IGST. In that backdrop, not extending the benefit of exemption to the oxygen concentrators imported by individuals as gift from persons abroad is arbitrary and it is unreasonable. This was held by the High Court of Delhi. The High Court also took a note of the fact that the exemption notification which was issued by the centre in the backdrop of COVID crisis created by the acute shortage of medical oxygen during the second wave of the pandemic of COVID-19. So, the High Court stated that in our view, a declaratory relief can be accorded to the effect that imposition of IGST on oxygen concentrators imported as gifts, that is for free of cost for personal use, is violative of Article 14 of the Indian Constitution, on the ground that an unfair, artificial, and unreasonable distinction has been drawn between persons who are similarly circumstanced as petitioners and those who import oxygen concentrators through a canalizing agency. This the High Court of Delhi held. So this was the case. The case name was Gurcharan Singh versus Ministry of Finance, Government of India, 2021.